You've got ideas, you've got ambition, you've got no time, or so you think. I'm Marissa Lonick, and I help busy moms with big dreams and no time. Join me each week as I dive into time management strategies, goal setting and achieving framework, and inspiring guests who are juggling mom life, work life, fill in the blank life. Dreams don't work unless you do, and just because you're a mom doesn't mean you can't still make it happen, whatever it means to you. Welcome to the Mama Work It podcast. Hello, mamas. Welcome back to another amazing episode of the Mama Work It podcast. I am so glad you're here. You're taking time to focus and listen to today's episode. And I just want to say, if you're joining us today and feeling like the hot mess express, you are not alone. Trust me when I say I have been running this game, this business of Mama Work It for nearly 4 years now. And I still have my days where I'm just like, what the fuck? This feels impossible. The juggle is not only real, it's paralyzing. So I just want to sit in a dark room. I want to watch Real Housewives of Anywhere. I want to eat all the chocolate. Peace. And this is still sometimes how I feel when I get overwhelmed by mom life, work life, wife life, fill in the blank life. Do you ever feel like this? Like, I'm not immune just because I am the time momager, the biz momager, all the momagers. Trust me, overwhelm, kind of like fear, kind of like guilt, kind of like all those other feelings that creep in and tend to stop us, they still visit people like me. So I get it. I see you. I empathize because I'm in it right there with you sometimes. Okay. If you're listening for the first time, hello, welcome. My name is Marissa Lonick. I am the founder of Mama Work It, where we support women in the juggle of mom life, work life, wife life, fill in the blank life. I'm what I lovingly refer to myself as a time momager and biz momager. Basically, I know how to get shit done, even as a busy mom of 4 kids. I built my business alongside my full-time career as a corporate executive, published 2 books along the way, created several globally rated top courses, and now I get to coach and mentor ambitious women who want to use their time with intention to achieve their goals without giving up being a present mom and partner along the way. I am especially excited to talk to you today about this topic of overwhelm because, like I said, I have felt this and I still sometimes feel this, and I know just how sneaky and powerful this feeling can be. Even if you consider yourself a really motivated person, a true self-starter, an organized and super productive person overall, overwhelm does not discriminate, my friends. It is an equal opportunity employer. It is here for the long haul. Okay, so before we dive into this topic full force, I want to start by mentioning the fact that you can feel overwhelmed no matter what season of motherhood you're in, no matter what season of work you're in, no matter what season of life you're in. So whether you've got 4, 5, 6 kids, or you're expecting your first baby, or you're in the lull season at work, or the busiest one you've ever experienced, overwhelm can show up. So what happens when you feel overwhelmed? You feel stuck. You feel fuzzy, unfocused, unsure. You start questioning everything. You can't make a decision. You're demotivated. You think to yourself, there's so much on this list. Why even bother? Doing 1 or 2 things isn't going to make a dent. Everything looks hard. There's an excuse why you can't start anything. And then after all this mental analysis, you start to feel tired, exhausted even, and you decide maybe I'll just take a quick nap, or maybe you'll scroll social media instead, or maybe you'll just do something mindless that feels a whole lot better right now than actually diving into this work. Because it all feels like work, like hard work that you don't want to do. You'd much rather procrastinate and do something that gives you a little immediate endorphin kick in, right? So you do that. And then at the end of the day, eventually, when it gets here, you look at your list or you think about all the things jumbled in your head, creating a very, very hefty mental load, and you feel like shit. You feel like you were totally unproductive today, like you got nothing done. You feel defeated. You go to sleep feeling guilt, feeling shame, probably demotivated to get to it even the next day because now you've likely even added more to that list or that mental load and you've got an additional like 5 steps to climb when it already seemed impossible. Every step feels hard and now you're up to like 101 or whatever that high number is. You feel stuck. You feel like you're just treading water. You feel overwhelmed. Now, let me share a time I felt overwhelmed with you. When I became a mom in 2013, I had twins. I had a high risk pregnancy with monodi twins, if you know what that is. It's twins who share a placenta. So, lots of monitoring, lots of ultrasounds, lots of checking to ensure each twin was growing and on target with measurements. And then we were scheduled to have a C section to have the twins at about 37 weeks because there was a risk of something called acute twin to twin transfusion syndrome that could occur at that late gestational stage. And we'd all agreed it was best to like take them at this point because that's full term for twins. What happened though? I went into preterm labor at 34 and a half weeks and my twins arrived via emergency C-section early. We were in the middle of moving, renovating our first house. That dream of like bringing your healthy baby home from the hospital into the perfectly decorated nursery, that ship had long sailed. Not only was our house not ready, our babies would need to spend some time in the NICU because they were born early, prematurely. I was overwhelmed. Fortunately, after only about a week in the hospital, our twins were ready to come home and we were kind of ready to welcome them home. We all slept in our living room while the house was under construction and we got into a routine, but again, overwhelmed. Not sleeping, taking care of 2 babies alone, not knowing where anything really was, the house being a disaster. I felt overwhelmed. Now, fast forward about a year in, house is coming together. We have full access to everything now. The nursery looks decent. The babies are sleeping through the night. You would think I should be feeling good by now. I should have it all under control. You know what? Maybe I looked this way from the outside, but on the inside, I still had many days where I felt overwhelmed. I was trying to show up at work as a top performer every day. I was trying to be the best possible mom and spend all my free time when I wasn't working with my babies. I was trying to cook dinners and clean my house and look like myself again and grow professionally and do all the things. And I felt overwhelmed. I felt overwhelmed even though at this time I only had 2 kids and now I have 4. I felt overwhelmed even though my job allowed me to work from home like 75% of the time, which wasn't that normal 8-ish years ago. I felt overwhelmed even though my house that I was cleaning wasn't really that big. I felt overwhelmed even though I had amazing childcare. I felt overwhelmed because I was choosing to feel it. That's right, my friends. It comes down to this. Overwhelm is a choice. So I first heard this from one of my mentors, Marie Forleo, and I was like, what? But the more I thought about it and learned about it, the more I really vibed with it and decided to fully adopt it into my life. In fact, if you read my first book, Time Management: How to Get the Time You Need to Do the Things You Want, you know I even wrote about this philosophy Marie has on overwhelm because I'm here for it. I'm a believer. Okay, so how I like to explain this concept in my own terms is this. We're going to do a visualization exercise. Are you ready? Okay, so if you're in a safe space to do so, I want you to close your eyes, take a couple deep breaths, And I want you to imagine you're in the supermarket. Okay, so you're in the supermarket, you're pushing the shopping cart, you roll around and you start rolling down the bread aisle. Now, if you've ever been to the supermarket before, you know there are lots and lots and lots of bread choices. Okay, so you're in the bread aisle, you've got your cart, you're looking at all the options, and all of a sudden, you start to feel overwhelmed. So many choices in front of you. What to pick? What do you do? There's white bread, there's wheat bread, there are English muffins, there are bagels, there's gluten free, there's fat free, there's something free. And you start getting panicky almost, like your heart starts racing. You maybe pick up a few of the bread containers and you start comparing notes as far as the nutrition facts go. And you start to feel overwhelmed and you start getting into this mode of like analysis paralysis. And what happens? You can't make a decision. You don't know what to even do. So you end up maybe even just putting the bread back on the shelf and slowly walking away. You're frustrated. Maybe you're in tears. You're not even sure what to do. You're feeling overwhelmed. Okay. Stay with me. We're still visualizing here. Erase what you just felt, erase what you just saw. And I want you to now envision that you were in that same supermarket, pushing the shopping cart, rolling around the corner, rolling down the bread aisle. And this time you feel quite different. You roll down that aisle with confidence. You've got a list in hand. You know exactly what bread you're looking for. You scan the bread quickly. You quickly see it. It's Dave's Killer Bread, green kind. This is not an endorsement. It's just the bread that I usually buy. You take it off the shelf, you pop it in your cart, and you kind of move the hell on with your day, with your shopping, with all of it. No room for overwhelm there, my friend. You got what you needed. You made a decision. You went for it. That was it. Same setting, same situation, two very different outcomes. Overwhelm is a choice. We can either choose to feel it or we can choose not to. The decision is ours. It's literally that simple. So today I want to teach you how to beat overwhelm so you don't find yourself on this hamster wheel of feeling like you're never making any progress, like you've always got so much to do, or worse yet, like you don't even want to try because you're so demotivated or paralyzed by the overwhelm itself. So I'm going to break this down into 3 simple steps because you know me. I like simplicity. I like easy. I like direct. And if you're a mom who is already feeling overwhelmed, complicated steps and instructions or vague direction, they're not going to help you. They're just going to create more fuzziness as to what you're already feeling. They're going to stop you. So if you're listening right now and you have access to a pen and paper, maybe take some notes. And if you don't, well, that's fine. You can always come back to this episode later, fast forward to this particular part, get what you need. I'm here for it. Okay, are you ready? Here we go. The first thing you're going to want to do when it comes to beating overwhelm is you're going to want to brain dump everything that's in your head. So literally take out a piece of paper and a pen, clear the brain clutter, the mental load heaviness you're feeling right now. It doesn't need to be organized or categorized or anything. Literally just let all of your to-dos circulating inside your brain flow onto that paper. Word vomit them right there. Okay. Once you've got your Hot Mess Express list there, you may be feeling even more overwhelmed, right? That's okay. This is normal. Now, instead of having these thoughts sort of floating in your brain, coming in and out of view, they are literally staring at you in black and white on paper, and they're all ganged up together. And that can feel intimidating. That can feel overwhelming. It's okay. Don't stress, boo. I got you. This is, my friend, not your to-do list, okay? This is where people make the mistake of stopping and diving into doing stuff and then feeling defeated or stuck because this hot mess you just threw up onto paper, it's too much. It's too much to handle. So we can't attack it all at once. We need to prioritize this list now. Okay, so remember I said this was going to be simple and easy and not complicated and intimidating. I really meant it. Okay? I meant it. We're not going into any complicated formulas right now. You are literally going to circle or highlight 3 things from this list. That's it. Just 3. No more, no less. These can be the things that are most urgent. These can be the things that are most important. I would recommend 3 things that are going to make the biggest impact on your day, your mood. So choose 3 and circle or highlight them. These are the 3 things you're going to focus on today. You are going to hold yourself accountable for getting just these 3 things done. That is it. These are it. You can schedule them into your day. You can be flexible about when you do them in your day. Either way is fine, but you need to commit to getting these 3 things done come hell or high water. If you find that you have a lull in your day or a few minutes here and there, these are the 3 things you're going to come back to before you start doing anything else. Don't get distracted by your phone or something else on your list. These are it. Okay, finally, I want to just recognize that even with the best intentions, your day, your life, it maybe isn't going to go as planned, right? This is a given. I want you to know when things pop up for you, things happen, things catch you off guard, like birthing premature twin babies, or feeling like your to-do list is the length of a CVS receipt, or you don't even know where or how or what to start with. When you start getting that feeling of overwhelm creeping in, luring into the realms of your brain, and you start to get, that feeling of procrastination or frustration or demotivation, I want you to remember that you always have a choice. You have a choice in that moment to give into that feeling and let it take over, or you have a choice to say, not today, Satan, and circle 3 things and get to it. You have that power. And as slap you in the face direct as that is, it's also really freaking empowering. Flip the script, beat overwhelm, choose not to feel it, and start getting more done every single day. Start using your time with intention. Start prioritizing things that matter to you. Start living your best life. These are just some of the hacks and mindset shifts I teach in my time management and biz management programs. And I am so happy I just got to share a taste of that with you today. So if this episode resonated with you, and if you want to learn more about how to become a time momager or a biz momager, I would love to chat with you. I'm going to be popping a link in the show notes here to learn more about these incredible programs, or just to connect with me one-on-one and see which path might be best for you. I'm a huge proponent of personal development and surrounding yourself with the right people to help you grow and glow. And I know if managing your time is something you want to improve as a mom, as a mompreneur, as a wife, as a human being, these will absolutely help you. When you manage your time right, you are capable of achieving anything and everything you want. Having a better relationship with your spouse, being a more hands-on and patient mom, growing in your career, starting your own business, making more money, you name it. It is all about what you do with the time you have, and I'm living proof of that. Thank you so much for listening. Thank you for being part of this amazing community. I love you, and I will see you next time. You've been listening to the Mama Work It podcast. I hope you've enjoyed this episode and would love if you could take a quick minute to leave me a review on whichever platform you're listening from, and maybe even send a note to a fellow mama friend recommending it. Reviews and recs help this podcast grow and reach more like-minded, awesome moms. And if you haven't subscribed yet, don't forget to click that button so we can stay in touch, girl. By the way, if you haven't checked out the Mama Work It website, please do. There are lots of free resources and great articles there that can help you with the juggle of work life, mom life, wife life, fill in the blank life. So head on over. Thanks again for being part of the tribe. I'll see you soon, but in the meantime, keep on working it, mama.